Good morning. Let's start Granny Shares the Bible again in chapter 18 of Exodus. And we're going to go back to verse 12. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron came and all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. So Jethro had learned something from all that he heard from Moses. He learned that he knew then that the Lord is greater than all gods. For in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. He was a priest. I don't know what he was like before this, but now he was completely, I believe, convinced that God was the God of all the universe, God of everything. He's greater than all gods. Maybe he hadn't come to the conclusion that there wasn't any other God but God, but I don't know. But it says he took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God, and then all those, Aaron and all the elders of Israel came and ate with him. Verse 13, and it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning unto the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto even? And Moses said unto his father-in-law, Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, The thing thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. So Moses' father-in-law was his elder and had been with him for 40 years when he was out in the wilderness away from Egypt. So he and Moses knew each other very well. But Moses was in the position now of answering the people's judgments, things that they needed to have judged between. Moses was the only authority at that time in the camp. And there's so many people that he had to take care of that big chore of judging them and being himself alone from morning until even judging the people. So Jethro told him it wasn't good for him to do that because you're going to wear away. You're not going to be able to do this and live. Hearken now unto my voice, verse 19 said, and I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses' father-in-law was sent there to help Moses to understand how to order all of this work that he was doing with the people. And we learn from all of this how our government is set up. Our government is set up with county, city and county, and a state, and then national. You know, we have these same kind of separation of powers and helps all along the way. As far as judgment too, you will go to county court, and then you can go to the state, and you can go to the Supreme Court. I mean, we as it gets more serious and gets more a need for a judgment to be made, we go into higher and higher courts. And that's the way it was with Moses' father-in-law, telling Moses to appoint you some men, appoint you to be rulers of tens, rulers of hundreds, rulers of thousands, so that they can get the judgments done without you having to do it. But you teach them the laws, you teach them the way, the ordinances and the laws. And that's exactly what Moses did. So Moses' father-in-law had come to give him wisdom about working with the people, and also how to help us to learn how to govern, how to have everybody where they can have the judgment they need speedily and without waiting a long time, and without it putting too much pressure on one judge. We don't, all the cases that need to be judged don't need to go to the Supreme Court. Some of them are small matters that can be judged locally and be given the right judgment locally. And so this is the beginning of all that in Moses' time, teaching how to govern the people. And he said, I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. And he did. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayst bring the causes unto God. So he knew that Moses knew God and could talk to God. And whatever the people needed, he could go to God for it. He knew that he needed to be able to do that without wearing away with judging the people. And so he counseled him to find men of truth, hating covetousness, able men that could be the judges of and rulers of tens and fifties and hundreds and thousands. And that's exactly what our country needs. We need able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. We need people who really care about true and righteous judgment to be in positions of being a ruler. And when we vote, and we're going to vote soon, some people have already voted, but next Tuesday is our day to vote. When we vote, that's what our basis. We try our hardest to vote for rulers that will be able, that will fear God, that will be men of truth, and that will hate covetousness. They won't want to be bribed. They won't want money instead of judgment and truth. They'll love the truth and fear God when they judge people. So that's what we need. And he said, and let them judge the people at all seasons. So they don't have to wait for you to come and judge them. They've got the rulers of tens, the rulers of fifties, the rulers of thousands, hundreds, and rulers of thousands. They've got those that can take care of all of those matters. And he said, so shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. You know, some people are not able to allow others to help them carry the load of what they're doing. My husband wasn't very easy. He couldn't easily do that. He told me, he said, don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon. Well, I should have worried about the mule, because I missed that mule now. I miss my Michael. But he was determined. I can do it. I can do it. And he really wouldn't allow people to help him that much. But I'm a woman, and I allow. In our church, I allow Don to help me. I'll allow Lee to help me, and Jose to help me, and Bill to help me. Anybody that will help me, and I know that they will do it truly, and I know they will. I allow them to, because I'm only one. I'm only me. And this is what Moses' father-in-law Jethro was trying to show him. You're important to these people. These people can't make it without you. You know, they need you, and they need you not to wear away from doing something that's too heavy for you. Isn't that good? I think it is really good. So let's read on. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, verse 24, and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And they judged the people at all seasons, no matter when it was. If you were a ruler of 10, any of your 10 could come to you and say, this is what is happening, and I need you to help me with this, or I need you to show my neighbor over there that he's doing me wrong, and I need for you to fix this. You know, show us what your judgment is, because you're a ruler over us. And they could go any time, and he would show them his judgment, and it would stick. You know, it's the way it is locally. We can go to Bartow, and we can go to court there, and whatever's judged in that court is the authority, and it will stick. And that's when Moses appointed these rulers. The people that were under them knew whatever they said was the way it was going to be. And so they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. So that worked, didn't it? There weren't as many hard causes as there were small matters. And it's the same way about the whole nation is served by the Supreme Court, because people are not going to take small matters to the Supreme Court. They're going to take very hard causes to them. And our government is made like this Jethro told us to do. And then it says, and Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. So Jethro was a very wonderful influence on Moses. But look back the other way. Moses was a wonderful influence on Jethro. I feel like that Jethro, as a priest, found out some things that he did not know about the Lord God Almighty. And maybe things that he didn't know about there being one God and only one God. You know, I don't know, it doesn't tell us how Jethro was a priest. It doesn't tell us how he became a priest, or what gods he believed in, or how he worshiped. We don't really know that. All we know is that after Moses told him everything that God did, he began to say, I know the Lord is greater than all gods. For in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. Sounds almost like he was somebody that believed in other gods besides the Lord God. But he learned. And sometimes we have to learn. We have to learn who God is. And we have to learn how to worship him in spirit and in truth. And we have to learn to obey His word and be faithful to the God that we know has given us this Bible and wants us to listen to it and heed it. And then maybe we can be a help to others, just like Jethro was a help to Moses. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and tomorrow we'll start on chapter 19. God bless you.